Hey everybody, welcome back to Rattlecan Guitar Restorations. I'm James, and we are filming a transitional video because the bad news is that Liam's tiny guitar is not going to work for Liam. The good news is it is now going to become a guitar for another kid whose father is, I would say, extensively familiar with guitars. And we've had a discussion, and he is completely okay with that guitar being stable in an A standard tuning with nines. And so I've got strings coming in next week. We're probably going to have one more episode on that instrument, and then it is off to a new home. Now that leaves us still in a pickle for young Liam. So I have explained the situation to him and his parents, and I was able to provide him with a selection of guitar bodies that we make here in the shop at the day job. And he picked one out. I have had materials donated for what is now going to be Liam's not so tiny guitar. I have taken my instrument, the Formica caster, over and had him hold it, and it's a tiny bit of a stretch for him, but he's 9. So, he's gonna grow into it by like Tuesday. So we're gonna build him a normal 25.5-inch scale instrument. And what you are looking at in front of you is the base of that instrument, because I have been able to go back into the vault, and I've selected this billet of spruce because it's light. It has a pretty nice kind of a tone. When you tap it, it sounds fairly musical, and I think it's super straight, and it has been in this form for a number of years, according to the date stamp on the side of it. And so it's stable, it's not going anywhere. So that is going to be the basis of his instrument. And right now it's at 1'730". It's actually at 1'734", and we're going to make a drop top out of it. And what we are going to cap it with is this piece of flamed maple, or curly maple, or tiger stripe maple, or whatever you want to call it. And again, this one has been in this iteration for a number of years, and it is stable, and it is also flat, as a flat thing, as the base. So this is what we're going to glue to the top of our base. And then once we're done gluing it, it's just the normal guitar building process. We'll flatten, we'll take as little off the top of this as we have to make it flat. Then we'll flip it over, and we're going to take it down to thickness. We're going to take it to 1.5 inches because we're going to make a thin line out of it. So we're going to have a very light body and a thin body to try to keep the weight down as much as we can. And then that is the shape that we are going to do, because that's the shape that he picked out. We just call this a single cutaway. And so it's going to look something like that. And because our top is, I believe that's 260, just a shade over 1/4 inch, we're going to be able to put a tiny, slight arm relief up on that side, if we choose to do so. The thing that I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue it up in our little drop top press. It is almost long enough. So we have to supplement this with a couple of clamping calls and a couple of clampy clamps over there. So I'm going to get this done. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done with it, and then that will sit for the weekend, and then I'll be able to talk a little bit more about what's going on. All right, there we go. We're all glued up. Sorry, there's no video footage of the thrash and bash that went on, but you know, I'm at the day job and we're not actually set up to film here. So there is Liam's not so tiny guitar getting the top glued on. We will come back in Monday morning and we'll get to work on it. In the meantime, I have a neck and other associated hardware and stuff to go along with this. So now I'm going to go back to the home shop and we're going to scrounge and look through what we have there to see what we can do to get a fretboard, get that fretboard slotted, frets installed, dots installed, side dots installed, all that kind of stuff, so that we can get young Liam on the road to learning. All right, we are back at the home shop, and I'll show you what else I've got. I've got fret wire, I've got a truss rod, I have my box full of electronics and miscellaneous hardware, beam plate, some strings, some, not mother of pearl, what's the other one? You know, the shell thing, abalone fret markers. The neck we're going to use, this is a torrefied or a roasted maple neck, and the reason we're using this is because it's stable. If it was going to move, it would have already moved. And I believe, this is just kind of thinking out loud here, because we have a nice piece of flamed maple that's going on top of the body, I'm thinking we're going to do something similar with the headstock, and I have this nice piece of flamed maple veneer that we can chuck up on here, cut it out to the size that we want it to be. So that way we got some continuity, so we can do the blue-black burst on the body. We can also do the blue-black burst on the headstock, because anything worth doing is overdoing. And then the choice that we have to make is, what are we going to put on top of here as far as a fretboard or a fingerboard? Now, one of the options I have is an already fretted figured maple fingerboard to just continue the whole figure motif. I don't know, is that too much? Is there such thing as too much? I don't know. I have a Pal Ferro. Again, we have to, these are going to be our dots. So is darker better? And if darker's better, then is this more better? This is Indonesian rosewood that we could use. And if darker's more better, well, what about this? This is African ebony. Is it, sorry, this says East Indian rosewood. Is that what that says? Okay. Super, super dark. Would that be the way to go? And then if you're wanting to have fun, I've got a couple of pieces of curly cherry. It's actually be kind of nice book matched. Squirrel. So yeah, so let me know what you think. East Indian rosewood, Indonesian rosewood, Pal Ferro, maple. I got about 8 pieces of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Including this, I have 8 pieces of this. I have another piece of Indonesian rosewood over there. What else do I have? Looking live, I've got another piece. There's another piece of really dark rosewood over there. yeah, so that's kind of the choices that we got going on for the fingerboard. Let me know. Again, this is kind of this transitional fork in the road thing that we got going on, because we got Liam's tiny guitar that is soon to belong to another young man who has a very musically adept father that can help him with this. We will, I said, I got strings coming in. They should be in on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we're going to be set up with nines tuned to A standard. We're going to see how that works. And that will be off to a new home. And then now we will be starting Liam's Not So Tiny Guitar. So this is that transitional video. So this will actually probably be on two playlists. It'll be on Liam's Tiny Guitar towards the end, and then it'll be at the beginning of Liam's Not So Tiny Guitar. That's what I have. And then we will, you know what we could do? I'll take a couple of stills of this so we can get some close-up detail in on it. What are the choices again? East Indian rosewood, Indian rosewood, Palo Ferro, curly maple. Super big surprise, about 375 pounds worth should be arriving on Monday. That'll be fun. You can talk amongst yourself about what that might be. All right, I'm James. It's Rattlecan Fab Shop. No, it's not. It's Rattlecan Guitar Restorations. I forgot what side the Mason-Dixon line I was on here in the garage. Anyways, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm just a guy. Nothing special about me. So get out into your shop and do something. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon here at Rattlecan Guitar Restorations. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to click my beautiful face above. Hit the bell to be notified next time we drop a video. Here's a video that the Hive Mind has picked out especially for you. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. You guys have a great weekend. Shut up, cat! Cheers.